in this video, I will show you how to build a custom customer service chatbot for your business to take over 90% of your support requests. And yes, this sounds crazy and I did not believe it at first, but as I tried it out, I saw that all I needed to do is I needed to send my website URL to the chatbot, then it read through everything that is on my website, and now I can ask anything about anything on my website, and the chatbot will not only give me a perfect answer, but it will also link to the exact resource on my website where it got the information from. And that is not restricted to websites only. So you can drop your text files, you can drop a YouTube channel link, you can basically drop whatever data you have to the AI agent, and it will go through it and learn everything on it, and then it will give you these perfect tailor-made answers to answer specific questions. And if you want to try this product, you can find a discount deal in the description. But now we've got a lot to cover, so let's dive right into it. Alrighty, so let me actually show you a step-by-step guide on how to create one of these AI agents for your website. And I will show you this from scratch. So I will start by creating a custom GPT AI chatbot, and then I will also show you how to integrate that to a WordPress website. And don't worry if you don't have WordPress, if you're running another system, the work is similar, the process is similar. You can just ask your technical team to do that. It's a walk in a park for them if you're not familiar. But nonetheless, let's get started. So the first thing you want to do is you want to actually grab the special deal from the description to try this service for free. And if you want to commit to a paid plan later, you will actually find a discount at the description of this video as well. But nonetheless, once you have signed up to Custom GPT and activated your free trial, you will see this team dashboard, and then here you can click on Create Project. And right now, this is what I absolutely love about this service. So you have all these data source options here, such as website, a file, Zapier, WordPress, YouTube, API. So you basically can use anything as your data source to power this chatbot. So basically whatever you enter here, if it's a file, if it's a website, the custom GPT AI agent reads through everything or watches through everything that you have put here, and it will learn everything, and then it can use that data to come up with accurate and precise answers to your support questions or to your research questions. And this is actually so simple. So for example, I'm going to create this chatbot for this particular website that I own. So this is a blogging related website where I teach how to start blog websites and how to grow those. And I have hundreds of blog posts on this website, and I get a lot of similar questions day in, day out, where people ask about things that I have already said on the website. So instead of me having to manually answer to all of those, I want the AI bot to take care of those for me. So what I can now do is I can take the URL of this website, which is bloggersgoto.com, and then I can enter it here to this build using your website section. And then in like 5 to 10 seconds, the AI is going to find the website and all the content pages. And then I can click Create Project. And as crazy as it sounds, that's already it. So now you have an AI chatbot based on the website data source. And now all you need to do is you can customize it. So for example, let's call it blogging bot. And then you can change the avatar. For example, I'll add my image there. You can also tweak the colors. But I think the most important thing, and yeah, by the way, don't forget to click save because this is not auto-saving. But yeah, perhaps the most important thing you want to do here is you want to go on the left-hand side here where it says agent persona. And then you want to describe your agent persona here as carefully as possible. Here you can describe the AI what you want it to do. And you can describe it very similar to how you would describe to a real person who is undertaking your customer service. And for example, I have told the AI to be helpful, to be aware of its limitations, to not hallucinate and to not come up with facts that are not facts, but only use information that is on my website. So here is my prompt, but you can use whatever you think is appropriate. And obviously this is not something set in stone. So you need to think about your use case and your brand values and your company when you're creating this agent persona. If you want to use the same one I am using, you can find this in the description of the video as well. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And once again, don't forget to save the changes because I actually didn't and there is no autosave. So I actually jumped to another window and I lost this prompt. So I actually had to retype it. And then once you have done this, once you have created the persona and customized the appearance, you can actually deploy your agent. And if you want to use this publicly, that is if you want to embed it on your website, you need to tweak or click this private agent to turn it into a public agent. And as you do that, you will see these different options of how people can interact with your AI agent. So you have this embed, which basically means that you can add it to a web page or to a website. Then you have this live chat. These are popular whenever you visit any kind of a startup page or a company page. You will have this small icon on the right hand side where you have the chat box. And then you can also use it as a website copilot or even as a search generative experience to get more tailored responses. But nonetheless, for example, I'm going to use this embed option right now and I'm going to click on it. And now here is the only slightly technical part of the implementation. And don't worry, you don't need to understand anything about coding. This is purely just copy pasting. So once you click on embed, here is the code that you need to add to your website if you want to use this embedded chatbot agent on your site. So for example, right now I will show you how to do this on a WordPress website. So once I have logged in to my website, I can click on this new button and click on the page option. Then I can give it a title, for example, AI blog support or something like that. Then I can go here, and if I click on this black plus icon and type in HTML and click on the custom HTML button and then copy paste this code right here into this view right here, this is going to add this bot to my website. And now if I click on save draft and I click on this desktop icon or this laptop icon and preview in new tab and I open the new tab, now it is going to render this AI chatbot into the view. And this actually brings me to another important point. So if you look at this UI here, that is the user interface here, you don't see anything missing. So it looks as if your bot is ready to be used. But in fact, when I now go to this website where I just embedded the AI chatbot, you can actually see this default view. So clearly the chatbot is not yet available. And this is completely normal because, as I said, I was using this huge website, this bloggersgoto.com, which has over 140 blog posts, I think, and it has over 200,000 words. So now this custom GPT AI agent is actually reading through all of that content. So the AI is basically learning all the things that I have said on my website so that it can provide accurate answers. And it's going to take a while. And I did this yesterday and I think that it actually took like 40 minutes. So even though you have your ready-made agent here, you have customized the persona, the appearance and everything, and you have deployed it and made it public, it might still be unavailable. And just don't worry, wait for an hour or two, usually way less than that, but then come back and refresh the page. And right now I will show you actually another bot that I created that is actually working. So here is another AI agent that I created yesterday, and this is actually ready to be used. And this is what it's supposed to look like. So once you have done the steps that I just showed you, you're going to see your chatbot right here. And right now I can ask anything. For example, I can ask, how much time does it take to become a successful blogger? And then the AI is thinking for a while because now it is going through my website, this bloggersgoto.com website, and it is looking for resources that I have published on this website to answer this question based on how I see it. So this is not a regular ChatGPT that is just summarizing what's out there on the internet, especially on a topic like this where I'm talking about making money online. All these other web pages are creating super unrealistic results and expectations, but on my website I have the real information and I'm being honest here. So once you ask this question from my chatbot, you will actually get valuable results. And as you can see, 1,000 to 2,000 hours before you monetize your blog. And this is exactly how I have set it. And if you're not sure, if you think that, okay, now it's hallucinating, this doesn't sound like it's right at all, what you can actually do is you can check these citations here. So the AI is not just rendering this response, but it is also giving me these accurate citations directly to the pieces of content or to the pieces of information from where it found all this information. So for example, here it's saying that I have this blog post called How Long Does It Take to Become a Successful Blogger? And if I actually click on this and I open up this blog post, you can actually see that indeed I have told here that in my experience it takes about 1,000 to 2,000 hours before your blog is monetizable. I mean, isn't that pretty impressive? So I just come here, I ask this simple question, I get a perfect answer that is based on a random resource among the hundreds of other resources that I have published on this website. Imagine if you only had like a search bar or something like that. You wouldn't be able to do searches like this. And yes, of course, because this can be also found on Google, you could probably find similar information by just using Google. But what if this is your private company information or something that lives in Confluence or something that is in existing support chats or Word documents that are not publicly available? Well, then you can't just do a Google search or use ChatGPT to find answers like this that point out to the right resource. So this is actually where the AI is pretty clever. So it's not just listing these answers and generating these out of thin air, but it's actually all based on my data that lives on, for example, in this case, on my website. But it could be a support chat, a text file, a CSV file, a YouTube channel, whatever, and it will still point you out to the right part or to the right piece of content where the information is. And you can actually also click on this, where did this answer come from? And it will render all the resources here. So sometimes it might only use one, but sometimes there might be more than one. So it can also combine multiple resources. To me, this is absolutely incredible because when I heard of custom GPT AI before, I was like, okay, this is probably going to be another chatbot that is doing basically the exact same thing as ChatGPT, but it just has this different name and this different UI. But boy, I was wrong. I have really not seen anything as impressive as this, other than perhaps the AI headshot generators that I have reviewed in the past. But I would have to say that this one right here is my absolute favorite use case for AI. And this is super useful if you have a lot of data. So for example, on this website, I have like 140 blog posts and 200,000 words or even more than that. And it would be absolutely impossible to hire somebody to remember all of that. And also it wouldn't really make sense for me to spend my valuable time creating these kinds of answers, because once I create one of these, it always is going to spend like 10-15 minutes of my time. But now I can do that with AI, and I can keep my customers happy, and they will be pointed out to the exact right places with the exact right information. And by the way, this is just one example of how you can use it. So this was the website use case, but you can also, as I said before, you can add your files, a YouTube channel, you can link it with your Zapiers, and whatever you can imagine, wherever there is company data, you can use it to train one of these AI agents. And also, it doesn't have to be a customer support agent. So you don't even need to make it public. So you could just as well create like a private agent, and then what you would end up with is this kind of a research companion that is going to look through all this company information, and it's going to point you to the right direction. So you can ask, for example, when did we do this project ABC? And then the chatbot is going to tell that, okay, I found this file from your database that is 15 years old, and you did this project back in 2009. And if you want to create this kind of a private chatbot that you are not going to embed on your website, but you're only going to use internally with your team, that is also fine, because custom GPT takes care of private information and it's very serious about it. So even if you train this custom GPT with private, sensitive company information, it is not going to be used anywhere else to train any other AI. So you can also create this kind of a super useful, research assistant where you can find company-specific information without having to use some specific keywords or your memory or to create this kind of a super complex hard-coded system, but instead you can have a conversation with the AI agent and it will return you the right documents based on your use cases. So this is actually super useful, but at its simplest, all you need to do is you can just create a new project and you can enter a URL and then customize the agent appearance and persona and put it live, add this piece of code to your website, and that's it.